Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from WisdomSeekers.net, emphasis on the .net, and we're here today to do one live. And not that anybody's on right yet, but we are super chat enabled. So if you do pay with super chat, put your question with super chat, please. Otherwise, we lose you. And
don't spam.
Please don't spam. It just makes it so much harder, and less people get readings that way. And we do go first come first serve, except for the super chats. All right. So I see there's people on already.
Yeah.
And hi everybody. It's great to see you.
Oliver Jones, you little.
Our dog, our 75 pound dog is trying to sit in my daughter's lap. He thinks he's a 5 pound
lap dog. Which
dog.
He's not. All right, I will read these as best as I can. Cynthia Hall says, "Hello, can I please ask about my boyfriend being locked up?"
Locked up. Cynthia?
I gotcha. Cynthia.
I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to answer that one. Because it's a pretty, Tully,
That's enough.
It's a pretty generic question. And I will try my best I can, but a little bit of a more specific would make it easier. Maybe go get him a candy. He's interrupting me. I'm sorry, Cynthia. Just wait a minute. The puppies are playing.
Go upstairs. Go to bed. Go to bed.
So my feeling is that if he has a better lawyer, or a lawyer that will intercede on his behalf, that there will be less time spent locked up. I'm not 100% sure what you're asking, because I didn't get a true answer on that. But I don't feel that it is something that is a long-term thing. So I'm really sorry. If you want to add a little more information, I will try and come back to it. I'm just not getting too much. It's too generic.
Courtney Milan asks, "Why does my ear feel plugged?"
It's still bugging you? So generally right now, we're going through an energy shift. And people who are very sensitive to the energy will find that that their ear canals are messed up. At least that's what happened with me. Part of it has to do with cleaning out the physical. One of the things that I discovered was I don't eat white sugar as a general rule. I use coconut sugar, and I don't eat refined sugar. But one of my daughters brought home jelly beans, and I love jelly beans. So I had a handful of jelly beans. Right after that, my ears I got vertigo. My ears became plugged. It's very possible, if you've been on the spiritual path for a while and you're careful of your diet, that your body's developing a resistance or incapability to eat foods that have been processed. And it could be, for instance, in my case, it could be white sugar, or it could be corn syrup that's causing the problem. As long as I don't eat this white sugar or the jelly beans, I'm fine. But when I eat the white sugar, I'm really not fine. So try a variety of things. There's if your ear's plugged, but you're not but you don't have any other symptoms, just try a little bit of garlic oil and put it into other oils. You want to dilute it so it doesn't burn, and warm it up to skin temperature, not higher, because you don't want to burn. Put it in your ear put it in your ear and leave it there for at least 20 minutes, and that should make a difference. And I'm going on the fact that I've seen you on here quite a few times, Courtney. So I expect you've been working the spiritual values for quite a while, and just recognize there are foods you can no longer eat. It's unfortunate, but we get healthier, and as we get healthier, the more pure the food is, the more natural or organic it is, the better it is for our bodies, and we just can't eat certain foods. So look at what you really love and put it out of your diet, see what happens, because you usually really love what you can't have.
All right, next.
Yes.
Elantris Cook says, hello. Debbie says, hello, Eliz-sha and Elle. And Aaron Liu just sent a $5 super chat.
Hi, Aaron.
Asking, good evening. Here's my question. Does my friend Jay have romantic feelings for me?
The first thing that came into mind was yes, and then the buts, but he's really insecure about it, doesn't know how to deal with the situation, and doesn't know how to move forward with it. So if you're interested, this is your call. If you're not, just keep on treating him like a good old boy, and what was his name again? I got it. Jay. I wanted to call him James, and I thought that wasn't right.
Might be.
Jay is, he's a bit intimidated by you, but he's really would be interested in. He just finds you enthralling. He loves your dogs. He loves to hear about how you're doing. He thinks you're one of the most beautiful women in the world. He just he just thinks you're a pretty awesome lady. So yes, and short answer is yes. Long answer is you're going to have to figure this one out if you want him or not, because it could be okay.
Keisha W with a $5 super chat says, can I trust Patrick right now? I want to make sure he's not out to use me. Thank you.
Keisha. Well, he says no. Well, he didn't say no. He says, nah, kind of like that. He's kind of offhand. I asked if he cares about you. He says, I care about her. And he's a little annoyed with me for asking. It's none of my business. He's very private. And it's just between you and him. That's his feeling, that I should have nothing to do with it. And he thinks he would treat you like gold. Whether he would or not, that's a different question. The fact is, in the energies, he's a little bit rough around the edges, which probably means he's rough around the edges in reality. And I don't feel anything horribly negative. I mean, he's a human being, so of course there's negative. He appears to be the kind of guy that would want time out with the boys and would come home probably a little worse for wear. Would he? I don't. He might do this out up to maybe once a week or maybe once a month. I'm not sure. So you have to figure out whether you can tolerate this behavior. And I don't see very much in the way of romance in this human being. He says, I love you. It's supposed to last you a lifetime. And he would provide as much as he can. But with you're expecting roses and Chardonnay or chocolate, I don't think that'll happen very often, at least not long term. You have to figure out whether this is somebody that you really want in your life. But as I said, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just a little rough cut. If he was a diamond, he'd be very rough cut. Okay.
Rachel Snow says, hi, I need love, good energy. Tell me something good.
You should never open with that, not with us, this family.
Yep.
So the first thing I see is you sitting in the sun with your face up, receiving the rays. And in the distance, I see a bit of snow on the mountains. So it might be that you get to spend a weekend or just a day trip someplace to a nice little restaurant and feel the energy. What I'm picking up is that you need to give yourself a break from everything that's occurring, whether you actually go somewhere and do something, or you just sort of lock the door, turn off the phones or any equipment you have, and just give yourself a break. And if you have to stay home, pamper yourself. If you need to sleep. If you like to sit and have a bath in perfumed water, do that. But give yourself a good hour. And if you can, give yourself a full weekend, just to be on your own. You can be with good friends, but I mean, away from the everyday stress. That will change your energy dramatically. And but the vitamin D might be something you might want to add to your diet. Okay.
Danielle Marie 361 asks, is there a man interested in a relationship with me right now?
Well, it seems to be a yes day, because I get yes. He's been studying you for a while. He's not doesn't feel like he's in your immediate circle. You're not your besties or anything like that. Just somebody who's aware of you. He's been studying you for a while. And he's not he's taking his time because, well, like most people, he's been burned before. But he's watching you, and it appears that he is ready to slowly move forward and put himself out there. But it will not be, hey, lady, do you want to go on a date? It will be, hey, how are you doing? And chatting you up just a little bit. I suspect by the 15th, you will know, generally around the 15th, not exactly the 15th, but around the middle of the month, you will have a really strong indication that there's somebody moving closer to you if you choose. And you have to look at this person carefully and make sure it's someone that you are going to be interested in long term, unless you just want a fling. But be careful, he's not the kind to have flings. All right.
Alondra Cook asks, how does Quis feel when he saw me today? How did Quis feel when he saw me today? Thank you.
So metaphorically, his eyebrows went up and he goes, wow. Basically, he said, I'm not sure, maybe he's a cook or something, but he said it, and this is, I find this a little funny. He says, she's more delectable every day. Delectable is usually related to food items, but not necessarily just. So he thinks that you're becoming prettier and prettier, or more interesting every day.
Angela Patterson says, "Hi, Elisha and Elle. I see you again. Hello." Sharon B says, "How can I completely get rid of my fear of heights? Jump off of something? Skydiving?"
No. I would do visualization. The first thing I saw was you in a pose like meditation. But visualization and visualizing you being safe, always, put a huge, those big balloons or whatever they are that they put on the bottom of buildings when people need to jump off. Visualize one of those and know that you're 100% safe, and visualize yourself jumping off and doing this until it feels comfortable. Then you may want to go out and maybe do rock climbing. The kind that you do inside with safety harnesses and things. And maybe all you can do is a foot, 5 feet before you said, okay, enough. But then you go back and visualize yourself climbing higher until you're comfortable. Just visualizing is probably your best answer at this point in time. I can see you eventually jumping out of airplanes if you choose, if that's a route you want to go. But I would do it all through visualizations first. But make sure even in the visualization you are safe, and even in the visualization, do it small increments, like big balloon 2 feet, big balloon 3 feet, until you're 100% confident and sure that you're fine. Another thing would be to spend some time meditating and figuring out where you got this from. Is it from another lifetime? Or maybe you were a paratrooper in another lifetime, landed wrong, got shot, something like that. So just spend some time and find out where it started from. Once you know that you will also let it go. Paratrooper would be a place to start, because I bet you the idea of jumping out of an airplane just makes your heart go crazy, right? So that would be one of the best things you can do, is imagine it. All right. And but imagine it in a safe way. That's the safety is the key. All right.
Cynthia Hall. Didn't she already ask one?
Mm-mm.
Where did it go? Okay. Is he going to get locked up?
Oh, okay. That's the one that, yeah, I told her to, because I didn't have enough.
That's why I looked up.
Is he going to? Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, that's easier to answer. Again, if he has legal counsel that's adequate, it might not be who you've got right now, and it might be with he's good. He will have less chance of having long-term problems. If he can prove that he didn't do it, that would be even better. And he's saying it wasn't him. You know that song Shaggy? It sounds just like that. But usually in the energy, they tell you the truth. So, but he's having a hard time finding people who believe in him. And it's bringing his energy down. He's feeling, I suspect he's starting to feel a little depressed. He find a lawyer who doesn't have to believe in him, but will fight for him regardless. I think that will make a huge difference. There is a way for him to prove that he didn't do it. I don't know what it is. He might have to. It might be that you need to look at times, the exact times, and he might be that he's in a situation where he couldn't have been at wherever it was or whatever happened. I'm not sure, but I know he's adamant he didn't do it. So no, regardless, if there's proof that he did it, then there was circumstances beyond his control. And he's very, very scared about being locked up. Try and get him to relax a little bit. When he relaxes, he will be able to see things clearer, and he may have an answer that he doesn't know he has when he relaxes. And that could be simply spending the night watching Netflix and chill. All right?
Delia de Cruz asks, I'm trying to learn how to drive, but I'm scared that I'll press the brake too hard and crash and lose control of the vehicle.
Yeah,
will that ever happen, or will I be safe?
Everybody is afraid of that. Honest to God, and you should be in the teacher's side. That's really terrifying, but yeah, I lived through teaching my daughters how to drive. We're still here. The fact is, you're very conscious of what you're doing. And I'm assuming you're driving not driving a standard, but a regular automatic. And that's a lot easier to learn on. So be patient. The more nervous you are, the more likely you are to mess up. So remember to hold your grip, but not too tightly. And be very conscious of your footing. Okay, and on the speed, yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty certain she's at that stage, she's not going to. After a while, it becomes second nature, and you won't even think about doing that, and it doesn't take long. I suspect after 3 weeks, 2 weeks, that fear will go away. If it hasn't, it's because you're overthinking. I can see you putting on the brakes a little hard and people shoving forward like that. But every new driver does that. Every young new driver does that. It's and after you've done it once or twice, yeah, don't do it again. So I don't see an accident, if that's what you're talking about. Drive very slowly. Drive with it. Drive to the level, the speed level that you're comfortable with. And with that 60 and a 70 zone, so be it. And you will soon be going 80 in a 70 zone quite comfortably. All right.
Nicole Hamusa asks, will I find love soon? Thank you.
So I don't think, I know you say you want it, but I don't think you really want it at this moment. There's other things going on that you're far more interested in. And this other thing could be that you're developing a strong relationship with yourself. You're growing within yourself, becoming more stable, more happy, and you're loving yourself more. Once you can turn around and look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you're awesome, and mean it, that then the love you're looking for will be right there. It's almost like that person is waiting for you to get to a place where you're ready for a true deep relationship. You can love another person only as deep as you love yourself. So the more you love yourself, the deeper your relationship with others can be, with another can be. But yes, there's somebody there when you're ready.
Gabriela Anamia asks, do you see me in any kind of trouble with the law this week or anytime this month?
There might be something, but I don't see it as big. It's not something where they're going to come and carry you away. It might be something where they come to the door and knock on your door and ask you a few questions. But mostly I don't see anything. I don't see anything major. And it's more your own fear, and I can feel your heart going really fast. It's more your own fears than reality. If you face the fear, then the reality goes away. So sit in the energy of your fear, not what you're afraid of, the physical afraid, but sit in the fear that this may happen and release it. And once you do that, you should basically be scot-free.
Next.
Mm-hmm.
Angela Patterson asks, I was just wondering what my guides are trying to tell me through my dreams lately.
Time to get out there and do. I think that they're expecting, they want you to start to, you know a lot. You're quite competent in the spiritual realm. And when there's a chance and somebody's interested, it's time to step up and start talking. Only if they're interested. Don't pull the newbie trick of telling everybody and their dog how wonderful this spiritual path is. But when you have an opportunity, do so. When you have an opportunity to send healing, do so. Most importantly, it's allow yourself to heal, and stepping up and being that person is in a way healing yourself. I think there's a course that you can take on healing energy. I'm not sure what it is called, but there's more and more courses, more and more in sick rooms where it's allowed to bring Reiki or healing touch or things like that into it. Whether you do that and just call it healing touch or Reiki, that's a different question altogether. But when you put your hands on people, know that they feel better, and so that's part of it, is trusting yourself. and knowing that what you're doing is the right thing. That would be also standing up and allowing yourself to be. All right.
Leah Smith asks, do you ever see the chances of me getting diabetes go down?
Okay. Convoluted sentence. What I'm being told, it's all in diet. And I do know that people who have a type 2 diet, they follow the diabetes diet, makes a huge difference. Or the paleo diet makes a huge difference. Cut out white sugar or any refined foods. You can see this, my finger? It's kind of crooked. It used to go over here like that, but now it's straightened out. That's osteoarthritis. It's not diabetes, but I'm very careful what I eat and drink, and it is healing. It seems to be healing. The energy seems to be going backwards, so its potential is really good. So one of the things I just was reading is apple cider vinegar, which this is, by the way. It's not coffee, it's apple cider vinegar. And I've been drinking it for 2 weeks, and I find that it's really good in helping with blood sugar. Also cinnamon, a teaspoon of cinnamon in your tea or coffee instead as a replacement for sugar. Or it's really good. Anything that has a lot of carbs in it, you want to be very careful of course, because it all turns into sugar, which means you want to eat sugars that are natural, but not a great deal of. For instance, I use coconut sugar, and it is the slowest acting sugar, and it's fairly unrefined, and it cooks differently, all right, but it's slow. It goes up like this rather than white sugar goes up like this, and there's different speeds, but it is the slowest of the acting sugars. So you look it up, study, research. You can backtrack and make things better for yourself, especially if you're at stage 2. Okay.
Mimi asks, will Dario ever contact me in the future?
I wouldn't wait around for him. The chances are yes, he will, but the chances are also that it might be a very long time. If you're waiting on him, don't waste your time. If you're just curious, yeah, you will eventually. But by then, you may find that you want to be doing something else, being somewhere else, and having a different life.
Christian Neat asks, do you see me getting my driver's license in less than 2 years?
I suspect you can, yes. You could probably, I don't know your system. I know in BC, the system is you have an L for a year, you have an N for up to 2 years or 3 years, and then you can go in and get your full license. So if you're looking for your full license, you can still do that if you choose in within 2 years. Okay.
Erin, nope, hold on. Island Stars asks, may I ask how my family would feel about a pregnancy for me?
It would be easier if I had the individuals, but as a general rule, there's a few that would be extremely happy for you. And it's going to get loud in here. My other daughter's coming back, and her puppy always growls and plays. Some would go tut tut tut, but the majority of them would be just delighted that a baby is coming. Um, some of the people that you think would be rigid about it would be delighted. They might stand with the others, but they'll come separately or privately and say, "Oh, that's great. I'm really excited." And one of them who would love it if he's still in the land of the living would be your father, because I know he's standing right here saying, "Oh, I'd love that," and grinning a big grin. And I can't always tell if they're living, have or alive or not. So, yeah, I think it would be a mixed bag, leaning towards, yeah, I think that they all think it's a great idea. All right.
Kylie Brown, does my immediate family believe that I have a baby?
Some of them do. Some of them, the idea just sort of, they never, it didn't cross their mind. I do see a little bit of gossiping going on. So if you're okay with it, don't worry. If you're not, you might want to talk to the lead gossipers and set them straight one way or the other. It's just gossip, though. It's not like, it's not positive. It's not great. Positive. It's not negative. It's just somebody's a little bit bored and needs to have a bit of excitement in their life. Okay.
Debbie asks, what can I do to strengthen my intuition? Practice.
Lots of practice. When you're driving along, think how many seconds is it going to take me to get there? Or you see a sign and you say, well, that sign means such and such, or we'll say such and such. Or somebody phones, you go, I think that's whomever. They're emailing me about. And just keep on practicing. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. The fact is that you're trying, and the trying is very important. One of the things that could be very helpful, if you have friends, do psychometry. Just grab hold of something and start talking about it. Practice, and after a while you'll feel the difference between right and left field. And that's how you learn, is paying attention to the feelings when you're right. Get feedback. Use tarot cards. Do readings for people. You're not yourself so much. I find that much harder. But do readings for people and things like that. Just try different things. You can take classes too. I don't know where you live, but I do know there have often been.
Debbie's from New Zealand.
Oh, that Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, take classes. There, I do know. We could probably fix something up to do classes online for that. Actually.
Well, Ronnie was saying earlier today with Karen that she wanted to do a numerology. I'm assuming numerology course.
Yeah, but that might be for her own, not for us.
Yeah, I know,
we can probably make an arrangement to do an online teaching for things like that once a week, once a month. Depends on how healthy everybody is. All right.
Maria Herrera asks, hi, A message from Spirit, please.
So your mom came in almost immediately, like she was waiting for you. And she puts her arms around you and says, I love you. She says, don't worry. She didn't say things will get better. She said things will be what they will be. We're doing our best to help. But again, your mom understands it is free will, universe. But for you yourself, she wants you to enjoy your life a little bit more. Enjoy being around your son a little bit more. And she wants you to drink your coffee and smile. I know that's a little strange, but I see you drinking coffee and a big grin on your face, looking out the window at the sunshine, not at what's around you so much, but at the sun shining and smiling. So she would like you to smile more often. All right.
Malapale asks, when will I get pregnant?
I'm not good with time. I apologize for that. But they came in and the first thing was soon. So this is a soon and a yes reading energy today. That's really nice. It's soon. What they want you to do though is think about it less and allow the energy to come in. Sometimes when you stress about energy or stress about something, it pushes it away. So my mom tells a story about a family who adopted this young boy, and because they had tried and tried and tried and couldn't have kids, soon as the little boy's approval came in, they got pregnant. So she had a baby that was 3 months old and a new baby. So because she just gave up worrying about having a baby. So just allow things to flow. Let the energy flow, and the baby will come really shortly, actually. The baby's already in your aura.
Next.
Yeah.
Caitlin Brooks asks, will I ever get over my fear of driving?
Again, you're going to have to do some work to do it. It's it would be visualization, seeing that you're safe. I'm assuming that there was a bit of a problem at one time, and it might have been even from another lifetime, because the image they're showing me is from the Roaring 20s, where there was an accident, a fatal accident, and it could have left you afraid. But I'm sure there's something in this lifetime too that has caused you to be fearful. I see something else around 4 years old. And so you wouldn't have been you driving, and it could just be a memory. But again, try the visualization. Visualize yourself in the car. So visualize yourself driving at 5 miles an hour and doing everything perfectly, then 10 miles an hour and doing everything perfectly, and being able to see the road clearly and follow the road clearly. And know that the cars nowadays are really safe compared to what they were. There's still accidents and everything, but that's usually stupidity rather than car problems. So just take your time, breathe deep, and if you can find out where the fear started, you probably can allow it to go. Okay.
Next. The Real Sunshine asks, will I make the right decision choosing Sam to be with Sam?
Well, when you ask that question, I think you already know the answer. And usually, if you know the answer, you wouldn't ask that question. What I'm going to recommend is you sit down and get a list of pros and cons and write them out, and then put a weight on the pros of maybe between 1 and 3 or 1 and 5, and a weight on the cons, one whatever, the same way as the other, and then add them up. And which one is heavier probably gives you the right answer. So certain things would be positive and negative at the same time. Put them on twice. All right.
Next.
Just let me talk to Sam. Honestly, he's a bit immature yet. And I don't know how old he is. He might be 90, but he's still immature. If you're waiting for him to grow up, he's not going to grow up in a rush. And you might find that you may find that you're happier either alone or with another. That's just a subjective, and this is your 100% your decision. Just think things through clearly before you say yes. Okay.
Albert Draper asks, I'm wondering if Jacqueline comes through, if she has any messages for me.
She misses you. She's a little bit sad about events. Basically, she says, I would never have allowed things to happen like that if I realized. Which she wants you, she says she would like to see you happy and moving on, which I'm not saying you haven't, but she wants to see that your life is she wants to see that your life is a positive. And she's very delighted that you think about her, and that you still seem to, that you care. And she sort of, I don't know how old she was when before, but she sort of stamps her feet and says, "You be good now." But she's got a big grin on her face. So it's more of a it's more of a way of saying I care than than anything else. It's just sort of because she's got the biggest grin on her face when she's doing it and stamping her feet. Okay.
The Divine Empress Tarot asks, my lover Sahibi has taken to me harshly. Is he deceiving me? He denied to even recognize me. Is he the right guy for me? What's the future?
I think his family got hold of him somehow, and his family have other plans for him. And obviously, he's not strong enough to stand up to them. He's trying to be kind of nasty so that it's easier for you to back away. I think I honestly think you're better off moving on. That's my opinion. I don't see the energy ever coming back fully from that situation. Though he may come back to you, I don't see you ever trusting him again fully. I think he's all about what things look like. And when there's other people around, he's going to be always behave kind of like that. If you move on, there is somebody there that would be healthier mentally than he is, and be capable of committing without reservations. But you have to let go of what you've got first, or what's occurring first, to move on, and make sure that you love yourself first before you move on. Okay.
Adriana Madero Verona
Mm-hmm.
with a $99 super chat.
It's a Mexican.
Yeah. Still 99 Mexican dollars super chat.
Yeah.
Asks, what is coming to me in my near future? For love, that is.
Can't say it's really near, but I do think that there's something coming that is it's not near. I don't know what you class as near or what I class as near, so it might be two different. It might be near for you, but not for me. The next 3 weeks, I don't see anything shifting. I do think maybe September, October, there is going to be something, some kind of a fiesta or something like that. And I see everybody having a wonderful time. And suddenly there's just somebody there beside you who's very interested. And the two of you just sort of, it's like I see you guys dancing. I see you dancing and somebody comes and starts dancing with you, and you look to the side and you kind of laugh, and he kind of laughs. So basically what that's saying, there will be a rapport instantly. Whether you're dancing or not, there will be a rapport that you just know each other. It's like you're comfortable with each other instantly. And yeah, I there is somebody coming, not soon, but not so far away that it's like, why would I care, kind of thing. I think it is definitely within this year, and probably before the end of October. So probably between September and October, between the middle of September to the middle of October. Sometime when there's and you're just not looking for them at that point, you're just having fun. All right. And so just go out and have fun for the next little while. Okay.
Give me a second.
Gotta find it, huh?
I have to tell people we are closing down the list for.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is-
It's 7:00.
Yeah, so we are closing down the list because we still have dogs to take care of and food to eat and make. So
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
people.
really late. I didn't start supper.
Please join us next week. We will finish all the questions above 6:56. Double check your time zone. 56 is the cutoff. Above where I said we will no longer be taking new questions.
Okay, we do have interactives on the website, Wisdom Seekers, not website, Facebook page, Wisdom Seekers Facebook page. I know Aaron will be on the 19th.
Are we cutting it off now?
No, I'm just telling them
Okay.
there's other things. I go, if you don't belong, go check us out, and we usually put ads up. I have a interesting human being, man, tomorrow talking at 2, and I can't remember off the top of my head who's doing the next interactive and when.
Also, for any other upcoming events, sign up for our newsletter. It comes out the first of every month. Well, it tries to.
I got it out in the first this time.
Yeah.
I was really proud of myself.
Anyhow, our next question, Nancy Jones. You told me if my boyfriend leaves to Mexico, he would be able to come back within a year, and that we wouldn't have to get married just to bring him back. How will he be able to come back?
I actually didn't say. I said he had things to do before he could come back, and if he wanted to come back, he had to go through the proper channels. If you want to marry him, you can. I never ever recommended that. That was another reader. If you said that, I would never recommend you marry. The thing is, he has to go through the channels to get back into the United States, and what that entails, I don't really know. I do know that if you're from India, it's a 12-year period. I know that if you're from Colombia or someplace like that, you can get in 8 months. So I'm not quite sure how far behind Mexico is, but he should be able to come on a work visa or something if he hasn't done things too illegally. So I would assume it's at least a year to do all the paperwork. And then he has to do the paperwork too, as well as. So if he goes there and does the paperwork immediately, it would be a year. There's things he's not telling you, by the way, but that's something you might want to ask him. All right.
Yasmin Fox asks, what do my coworkers think of me?
So they watch you a lot. They're a little nonplussed about who you are. I think you demonstrate too many psychic abilities or otherworldly abilities, and it kind of freaks them out a little bit. What I'm just guessing on that last one, because what I'm seeing is you. What I'm seeing is them looking at you sort of out of the corner of the eye, and they're not 100% sure how to deal with this, how to deal with you, or talk or something like that. I don't feel fear. I don't feel animosity. Just unsureness. And again, they're just not 100% sure how to deal with you or what's happening. Might be that too. I'm not sure.
Alicia at P98 asks, I was wondering if Justin is thinking about getting back together with me.
Actually, he does appear to be thinking about it. So you have to make sure that's exactly what you want. And if it is gently, not blatantly, but very gently, reach out to him. Don't talk about getting back together again. Simply talk about things that he's interested in. Might be that he's interested in knowing how your little brother's doing, if you've got one. Something that he's interested in, but it's also personal and private, but not personal and private like let's get back together. It could be simply that you reach out and say, hey, I've been thinking about going back to school. What do you think? You've always been my confidant. What do you think about that idea? Or I'm thinking about changing jobs or something like that. But don't ask specifically. Okay.
Next one.
Yeah. Debbie.
Yeah. Universally, Chrissy asks, I'm curious as to when I'll get pregnant.
Okay. So relax. Just make sure you eat healthy and keep yourself healthy for the next few months. I do see it happening. I don't see it happening as fast as you would like. I see you starting to stress about it. But it's not because of you. It's because it's not quite right timing yet. So, and timing is not my forte, but springtime. So just eat healthy, keep on trying. Free will, things change.
Same question for Shelby Solari.
Thought we were finished.
There's a bunch of questions.
Before the cutoff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So
Shelby Solari, when will I get pregnant? Exact word question.
So all I'm getting is light. I'm not getting any answers for that one. I'm really sorry. Just light. I'm sorry. Just light. I'm just getting light. So maybe your body needs to be healed first before you can. Energy, and obviously the answer would be energy healing. Because that's energy. What I'm seeing is energy. Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm getting a little fagged.
Because they had a bunch of questions this week. So thank you, Debbie. She sends $2 New Zealand.
Thank you. That's always appreciated.
I thank you and wish I could send more.
No, that's more than enough.
We before the cutoff, they went in with a vengeance. Are you up to finishing them?
How many are there? Because I'm really, really kind of I'm tired.
There's a lot.
So can you keep your questions, and I will try and come on sometime this week. Not tomorrow. I'm booked tomorrow.
If you try to join us on Fridays and Saturdays, we do the weekly lives. We try to answer a couple of questions
Each time.
So try there. Otherwise, come back next Monday.
Yeah, because we do four lives, fire, earth, whatever, on Fridays and sometimes Saturdays, and I will do a few questions here and there. But I'm really tired, and when I'm tired, I cannot give you give you good readings. And at this point in time, if I'm just getting, for the last one, just getting light, I'm done. And I apologize, but I can't read when I can't read.
Yeah, we have a couple of people who answered your question of there's only 6 questions left. But again, if you can't read,
well, I will try and come back during the week sometime. I can't promise when.
But do make sure the bell notification is on for all notifications, and you are subscribed to get those notifications to this channel, so that the next time we do another live interactive, you'll be notified and you'll be able to put in your question.
Yeah, and again, like Elle says, on Friday we do four, and we do answer questions there too.
And also, if you remind us that we cut you guys off,
we will do you
today,
first.
We will do you first.
Okay.
No super chat needed.
Okay.
Thank you
and
for understanding.
I do apologize, but it's been a really long day. Okay.
When is Erin doing another YouTube? Debbie just asked. She might also be open to answering some of these questions.
She would, but she's not. She's doing not till the end of the month, around 29th, I believe.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, Erin will be doing hers again on the 29th, but she has one in-house in Wisdom Seekers
on the Facebook page.
On our Facebook page, on the live on the 15th. We have a reading. Sadie doing the animal readings, I think, on the 18th, and Bronwyn will be doing hers on the 11th, and she's really good. But that will be not on YouTube. It will be on the Wisdom Seekers Facebook page. We do have a lot of things going on. And again, like I will be back every Monday for August. Erin will be back on the 19th, but on the Facebook page.
And for those who don't have Facebook, I will try and get all the Facebook video interactives that we do there onto YouTube as soon as I can. Okay. It's a slow process.
And again, I'm sorry. It's like I say, it's been a really long day. Okay.
Thank you guys for understanding.
All right. Namaste. Now let's go.
Bye, everybody.